everybody, and welcome to Reed's Read Spider-Man Crawl Space Edition. Check us out at spidermancrawlspace.com. Well, I'm here, of course, to review Ultimate Spider-Man number 20 by Jonathan Hickman and, of course, artist David Mesa as we get into, once again, Dinner with the Osborns. So how did this issue do as we get ready to head into the final big story arc here before we get ready for the big Ultimate storyline coming this winter? Well, let's get into the pros. First of all, I have to say the characterization has always been really good. I mean, one thing that's been nice about this, even in previous issues, when they do this between just the main supporting class, or in this case, the Parkers and the Osborn, it feels really good. It's nice kind of getting that put up. I also like the fact that Mary Jane calls out a lot of the issues that have been going on. That she's like, I get what you're doing, but unfortunately, it's really put us more in jeopardy than we needed to be. But doesn't mean I'm not going to support it because you're right. There are horrible people out there, but you're not going about this right. I really do like this about here. And there's also been such much characterization. It's hard to believe after the last 2 years how much characters have come together, especially here with Richard and May Parker, getting more of the area, seeing the relationship between them. And I really do like it continuing between Uncle Ben and even Aunt Anna, who actually gets a little bit here too. It's kind of nice to finally start seeing some more of Mary Jane's side of the family, which has been more prevalent during the last few years over in the main Amazing Spider-Man book. But ever since we've ended up meeting this version of Aunt Anna and Mary Jane's mother, it's been really nice to finally get into that part. I really do like the relationship with two. Unfortunately, this book has its biggest problem. It's got some subplots here that would be really nice to do. I mean, the whole relationship with J. Jonah Jameson and Mary Jane's mother is interesting, and they go on the date. Also, we also get a piece too where Richard basically explains himself where he didn't want to talk about it, and then goes on talking about really what happened between him and Felicia and why he wanted to help her. And as Uncle Ben says, I thought you didn't want to talk about it. It's pretty obvious in what works into this area is we did predict a lot of these conversation coming. And the truth is why it's nice to hear the characters say it, we kind of interpret exactly who they are. First of all, Hickman's done a wonderful job with all these characters for almost 2 years. I really feel like they're all three-dimensional. Even though we've had less time with certain characters, it does feel like. And of course, we love the biggest one too, where Mary Jane actually pops Gwen Stacy one because of all the crap she did as Mysterio, what she was keeping, and the fact she could have gotten everybody killed, and how her and the cabal of Mysterios is going to cause more trouble. I really do like that, or her even point out to how Harry is a good person. He has plenty of motivations and so forth. But as they said too, Gwen is going to get people killed as well as the rest of Mysterios because they're trying to play both sides of the coin, is it? And it also brings up a good thing, especially when we get the ending cliffhanger with Mr. Negative and actually seeing one of the Mysterios coming up, pulling into the point that either he was expecting one of the Cabal Mysterios to happen, as we found out, that they have to pass the necklace around to really have their illusion and magic powers, and they only can do that one at a time. And the fact is, it seems right here, either one of the Mysterios is in on the Sinister Six, or the fact is Mr. Negative has figured that out. And I do like this version of Martin Lee in the Ultimate Universe. Mr. Negative has honestly been one probably the most coolest bad guys that's been introduced in the last 20 years in the Spider-Man mythos and his work here, even being created by Dan Slott. He's still got quite an interesting background, and I don't think they've really done much with him the last couple years because eventually he just becomes part of the legacy. And here they've actually put a much more interesting spin on who Martin Lee is and exactly how the inner demons work as well as his powers, which has been really nice. I mean, there's still great characterization. These are very real things. I love Mary Jane having the forefront, showing why she is so badly needing the main Spider-Man, as well as the relationship between the kids, Peter, Harry, and Gwen. And I do like the fact we are getting some of the stuff talking about with the kids, especially Richard Parker. He's no longer the smart teenager who reads books and doesn't really have other entertainment. So he's actually kind of rolled into things, talking about how the Pinko suit works basically as Venom, and the fact that he feels he's gone so far, but he wants to be a hero like his father. It's touching and wonderful. And despite all that, I mean, this issue still gets an A for being mostly a talkative set issue as we get ready to have the big setup for this final story arc here before we get the whole everything with the Maker and the Ultimate books this fall. I think it still works very good. It's not perfect by any means. The artwork was great. The characterization is perfect. So it gets a grade A for me. So very good story. I'm still loving this book. It's still my number one pickup monthly. I'm enjoying this more than the main Amazing Spider-Man book or some of the other ones. So it's really good. So you should be checking it out, especially as we head into the final part of this story arc. And with that note, guys, think about liking or subscribing here to this channel. It helps out the algorithm as well as helps more reviews. It also gives me little parts on that too. I apologize, of course, for our little delays here lately. School starting, of course, those fall colds happening, everything gets me a little apart. But I got some really great stuff coming up here in September. And of course, I'll be back next week with the next regular review. So please think of liking and subscribing so you get the hit, and definitely think about commenting here on the parts and, of course, especially on the webpage. And on that note, guys, if you want to check out more about our website, take us out to SpidermanCrawlspace.com. Check us out on our various social media platforms from the website, the Discord, the Twitch, the Instagram, and more. With all that, guys, I will talk to everybody later on the Crawl Space.